The sun explodes tomorrow, and for 8 full minutes, you wouldn't even know it happened. Everything would feel normal. Warm light, blue sky, life moving like nothing changed. But something already has. Something irreversible. Because what you're seeing isn't real time. It's a delayed illusion. Light from the sun takes 8 minutes to reach Earth. So when the explosion happens, the clock starts ticking, but silently. And here's the strange part. Those 8 minutes would be the last peaceful moments in human history. No alarms. No warning. Just a normal day, hiding a cosmic catastrophe. So what actually happens when the sun dies? Does Earth instantly shatter? Do we burn alive? Or is the truth far more disturbing? The sun isn't just a glowing ball in the sky. It's gravity. It's energy. It's stability. It's the anchor holding everything together. Remove it, and the entire solar system begins to unravel. But that's not even the craziest part. Because the explosion itself wouldn't look like what you imagine. No dramatic fireball in the sky. No Hollywood-style blast wave racing toward Earth. In fact, you might not see anything at all. And that's when things get uncomfortable. Because the real danger isn't the explosion. It's what comes after the light finally reaches us. At exactly 8 minutes, the sky changes forever. And in that moment, everything you've ever known about survival stops applying. At the exact moment the light arrives, the sun vanishes. No fade, no warning, just gone. And instantly, the side of Earth facing the sun becomes a nightmare. But here's the strange part. It's not total destruction. You might expect the entire planet to explode or disintegrate, but that's not what happens. Instead, only one side pays the ultimate price. The side facing the sun would be hit by unimaginable radiation and heat. Temperatures spike beyond anything Earth has ever experienced. Oceans begin to boil. Cities ignite. Everything exposed, erased in moments. But what about the other side? The half facing away from the sun? Total darkness. Not night. Not twilight. Absolute, permanent darkness. And this is where it gets weird. Without the sun's gravity, Earth doesn't stay in orbit. It doesn't slowly drift. It launches. At 30 kilometers per second, Earth shoots off in a straight line into deep space. No path. No destination. Just endless motion into the void. And suddenly, survival isn't about heat anymore. It's about something colder. Much colder. Within days, global temperatures collapse. Within weeks, the planet becomes unrecognizable. But here's the question no one asks. If the surface becomes unlivable, could anything survive beneath it? Because what happens next changes everything. Within a week, Earth turns into a frozen wasteland. Temperatures drop to minus 18 degrees Celsius. Within a year, it plunges to minus 73 degrees Celsius. The oceans don't just cool. They begin to freeze from the top down, slowly sealing away what used to be life. But here's the strange part. Deep underground, the story is completely different. Just a few meters below your feet, the temperature remains stable, around 17 degrees Celsius. Warm, survivable. And that changes everything. Because if humanity had warning, even just months, we could prepare. Massive underground cities, fortified bunkers, entire civilizations hidden beneath the surface. And this is where it gets weird. Life wouldn't just survive. It could continue. Artificial lights, geothermal energy, recycled air, a new version of humanity living in the dark. But for how long? Because the surface keeps getting worse. Within centuries, the atmosphere itself begins to freeze. Air turns to ice. The sky collapses. And after about 1,000 years, Earth becomes completely exposed. No protection, no shield, just raw cosmic radiation and constant meteor impacts. So here's the real question. Could humanity outlast a dead sun? Or would survival only delay the inevitable? Because just when it seems like there's no hope left, something unexpected enters the story. Earth is no longer orbiting anything. It's drifting, alone. But here's the strange part. Space isn't empty. There are billions of stars, countless gravitational fields. And that means there's a chance. A small one, but real. Earth could be captured by another star. Imagine that. A frozen, lifeless planet, wandering for centuries, suddenly pulled into orbit around a new sun. And this is where it gets weird. If that happened, light would return, heat would return, possibly, life could return. But not the life we know. Because by then, everything would have changed. Any survivors underground would have evolved, adapted to darkness. to isolation, a new kind of human, or maybe something else entirely. But that's not even the biggest twist. Because the sun doesn't actually die like this. Not in reality. It doesn't explode overnight. Instead, it slowly transforms, expanding into a massive red giant, swallowing planets, then collapsing into a dense white dwarf. A slow, billions of years long death. Which raises a disturbing question. If the real end is slow, predictable, unavoidable, then why does the idea of a sudden explosion feel more terrifying? Maybe because it's not just about the sun. It's about how fragile everything really is, and how quickly it can all disappear. Because in the end, the sun isn't just a star. It's time. It's the reason life exists at all. The reason Earth stays stable. The reason you're here, right now. Take it away, and everything collapses. But here's the strange part. The death of our sun could also create something new. When stars die, they don't just vanish. They scatter their material across space. Gas, dust, elements, the building blocks of new stars, new planets, new life. And this is where it gets truly mind-bending. Everything you are was once inside a dying star. Which means, when our sun finally reaches its end, it might be the beginning of something else. Somewhere far away, billions of years in the future, a new world forms, a new sky, a new species looking up, asking the same questions. But that raises one final question. If life can begin again, if everything resets, then what does that make us? The first chapter, or just another repeating cycle? And if the sun disappeared tomorrow, would humanity fight to survive, or simply become part of the next beginning? Because maybe the real mystery isn't how